Ereban Shadow Legacy isn't a new game. In fact, it came out 2 years ago on PC, a fact I was completely unaware of. I remember seeing it at the Xbox Bethesda showcase 4 years ago, thinking to myself, wow, this looks awesome. I'm going to wishlist this, and then the initial release totally snuck by me. However, I wasn't about to let the console port do the same. My name is Kevin from Save the Game Media, and in today's video, we're going to chat all about the PlayStation 5 version of Ereban Shadow Legacy, and I'll let you know whether it is worth your time and if you should pick it up. Before we begin, if you're into new game reviews, gaming podcasts, and more, please consider subscribing to the channel. And a quick shout out to the developers and publisher for sending a code over for this review.
What are you talking about?
Helios is the Shadow Legacy.
Ereban Shadow Legacy puts you into the role of stylish, ninja-esque protagonist Ayana. Ayana is a Ereban, and she is the last of her mysterious race, and I mean mysterious. Even Ayana doesn't know anything about them. It's a big day for Ayana. She has a job interview over at Helios, a totally normal, not evil, or cult-like mega organization that rose to prominence by solving the world's energy crisis. Well, Ayana gets the job, but it's not quite what she expected, so she quits on day one and is so mad she goes off and joins a rebel group known as the Forgotten Sons. The Forgotten Sons are hell-bent on exposing the truth about Helios to the rest of the world. Now, the overall story of Ereban Shadow Legacy I did find to be intriguing. The mystery behind the Ereban becomes clearer as you play the game, as does the role of Helios in this dystopian world. While not groundbreaking sci-fi, I was engaged throughout, and I wanted to keep driving to the next story beat. The story does do some very interesting things, especially for a game in this genre, but I'm going to touch more about that soon as it involves a gameplay mechanic. Now, unfortunately for Ayana, Helios doesn't quite like her attitude and has an army of robots and soldiers at their disposal to try and stop Ayana and her allies. Unfortunately for them, as an Ereban, Ayana has the special ability to become one with the shadows. When in darkness, Ereban can sink into the environment, allowing them to travel alongside the ground, walls, and more for an extended period of time. This allows Ayana to either sneak past robots or sneak up and kill her enemies. However, if Ayana moves into a source of light, such as the flashlights that each robot has in front of them, she's immediately thrust out of her shadow hiding place, leaving her vulnerable, and more than likely, she's going to die. Ereban Shadow Legacy is divided up into 8 unique chapters that will have you sneaking around a multitude of different areas. In each area, there are pockets of robots that you're going to have to get past, but how you do it is completely up to you. You can choose to play this game entirely as a ghost, sneaking past every enemy in and out like you were never there, or you can brutally massacre every machine and person in your way. To help you in your endeavors, you will have a handful of shadow powers, which will be upgraded throughout the game. These allow you to do things like shoot a blinding projectile at enemies or teleport behind them for an assassination kill. Apart from these powers, you'll also have high-tech gadgets you can craft and upgrade, including sonar to reveal enemy locations, a holographic projection to distract enemies, and mines that can either stun or kill the enemies. Each gadget can eventually be infused with the shadow powers to improve them even more. Now, I'm a huge stealth game fan. Ever since Splinter Cell back on the original Xbox, I've been searching for a game to scratch that itch. The Origami series was one in recent years that did that, and now I would say Ereban is also in that category. The level design here is fantastic and really does give players a lot of agency in how to tackle each encounter. Not once did I feel like, oh, I have to do it this way. It was fun trying new things, combining shadow powers with gadgets and seeing what would happen. I had a blast in every encounter of Ereban. The enemy AI isn't brain dead and offers a good challenge even on the normal difficulty. In between enemy encounters, you'll be met with either a platforming section or a puzzle to solve. The platforming sections often involve figuring out the correct way to move in shadows alongside the geometry to reach your next destination, while the puzzles range more from go hit this switch to figure out the correct order to move over these tiles based on a riddle. Only one puzzle actually stumped me the entirety of my playthrough, so the puzzles are not vast. There isn't too many, and they don't overstay their welcome. One aspect of the gameplay in Ereban that I really liked was the morality system. Your morality is affected by if you decide to kill the humans or not, and it actually does impact the ending you get. Now, in my playthrough, I was fully lethal. I was killing every robot, every human, regardless if I had to or not. I was going out of my way to make sure they all died. This gave me the quote unquote darkness ending. I won't spoil what that is, but I do absolutely love games where your gameplay decisions have an impact on the overall story, and Ereban very much delivers in this. Apart from the gameplay and story, I really adore the art style of Ereban. The cell shaded look is gorgeous, and Ayana's character design is frankly fantastic. She does give off the look of a ninja, but without having to wear the traditional garb. If I had some critiques, I would say the music is ultimately forgettable, and the enemy variety is really lacking, with only a few different enemy types throughout the entirety of the game. However, the biggest issue with Ereban is in the performance, and I mean the technical performance. I played the game, obviously pre release, on base PlayStation 5. So whether your experience will differ on PS5 Pro, I can't say. But most areas do have very noticeable frame rate issues. None worse than Chapter 3, the desert area. I have my PlayStation 5 hooked up to my LG OLED TV, which does have VRR. So when I'm noticing these significant frame drops, that means it's dropping well below 60 FPS. Whether there's a day one patch coming or not, I'm unsure. But for now, this didn't run well on my PlayStation. Now, this didn't ruin my experience, but certainly I hope some optimization patches are coming. Overall, Ereban Shadow Legacy was exactly what I wanted it to be, a fun and engaging stealth game. It surprised me with the multiple endings, and I had a blast mix and matching shadow powers with gadgets to tackle enemy encounters. Despite some technical issues, I do recommend this game, especially because it's launching at a steal of $20 on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. But let me know your thoughts down below. Did you play the game on PC? Are you interested in picking it up on console? I would love to hear from you. Until next time, I've been Kevin for Save the Game Media. See ya.